All right, welcome back to talking about sport analytics for RSM 499. Last time we talked about some of the other approaches that analytics is used, and we defined what analytics is. And we talked about game day and helping us make game day decisions and evaluating players and looking at just helping us make all sorts of different decisions, whether it's in scouting as well. So what we're going to pick up here is the last kind of two areas, and it kind of shifts us out of the athletic side of it and looks at the behind the scenes and operations of a sports team. And so we're going to look at ticketing and merchandising, and so and how analytics is used for that to help make decisions. So let's take a look at the ticketing side here. All right, hopefully. So as we all know, one of the big areas that athletic and sports teams rely on is ticket sales, and it's important for the financial health of a team is to make sure they're selling tickets. Now, obviously, there's other mechanisms, but sales is an important aspect. So they need to be prepared and need to make good sound decisions when it comes to ticketing. And one of the things that a lot of organizations go on kind of a 360-degree view of fan behavior. So looking at all aspects of the experience from the fan's point of view so that they can get a better idea of how they spend their time. And that goes from purchasing the ticket to leaving the facility and trying to get that understanding of what the people do, what they look at, and how that experience goes. And one of the interesting areas that we see is the Tampa Bay Lightning. They can judge the demand using analytics, judge the demand, and shift the pricing based upon demand, and doing that rapidly. I mean, in the past, you set the ticket price and it was set, and there was no changing. Now they adjust it. It's on a sliding scale based upon the demand of the game. And so that's one of the advantages that analytics allows them to do. Texas Rangers make real-time staffing decisions when it comes to ticketing based upon rain delay, and they know they've got a good idea if there's a threat of rain, if how many staff members they need. If it starts to rain, they know how many staff members they need. It's become helping them make decisions when it comes to staffing in their ticket office based upon what analytics has suggested, and allows them to make good decisions. Going to throw out the word for the day, and or for this video, and the word is I. So again, this word is I. So it looks like we got 2 more days worth of words, but today is I, or this video is I, and that's just the letter I capitalized. Okay. The last one here we'll talk about is merchandising, and merchandising is another key aspect of how organizations make money and help support their teams, and they need a good idea of what people are buying. And so we can use analytics, we can use that data collection to help us make decisions of what people are buying. Okay. And then we can adapt our inventory based upon what they're buying. And we can adjust it when revenues dip or when revenues spike. If they're going up, we want to make sure that we have that product online and they can purchase it. If it dips and they're not buying it, then we can cut that item down, and we can do it relatively quickly using analytics. Okay, and you can also get a good idea where fans live. They can track the data where people are buying merchandise from. Doesn't necessarily have to be on site now. A lot of as we know, a lot of it can be done distantly. And the Cowboys, they do a great job of tracking where people are buying their merchandise and how they're buying it. So they can push advertising and merchandise in those areas as well. And so this diagram shows, you know, where Cowboy fans are and where they're buying their merchandise, and they can make sure to get that merchandise to those fans. And so the again, all of these, Lightning again very good with being on top of what's taking place and using data to help drive their decisions based upon merchandise and merchandise purchasing. And so we're going to end there, get us through analytics and understanding analytics and helping use that data that we collect through research and to help us make good sound decisions when it comes to our organization. Over the course of the next, let's see, we really have about 2 more classes after this that will throw out some new material. We'll be getting into organization and organizational politics and the political environment within an organization and how that impacts making decisions. And so one of the other last key points that'll help us as we making that transition from the classroom and out to the real world is we got to understand the political environment and looking at it from we talked about ethical decision making. We were looking at it from one of those factors that impact our decision making and our decision making process being that situational factors that we talked about. So all right, well, I'll stop here for the day, and we'll pick up tomorrow with organizational politics. All right, well, have a good one.